Hey YouTube, wanted to do an update on some Jersey Giant chicks that we've been raising. And you might say, what? Update? I don't remember a video about Jersey Giant chicks. Well, yes, that's true. So about 2 weeks ago, my wife actually did two videos on the Jersey Giant chicks, two different attempts to kind of talk about what we were doing with them and the breed in general and all that good stuff. They were about 4 weeks old at the time. We had them in our barn. The videos were kind of shaky, and so we intended to come back out and redo them again so that we'd come back with a better quality video and not quite so difficult to watch. And what we ended up happening is that night we had what we assume is a raccoon got into our barn and took off with 4 of them. We had 18, and so we lost 4 that night. And the next night we weren't prepared to take them out of the barn just yet. We didn't really have a place for 14 4-week-old chicks to go. We just had a corner of the barn roped off with some poultry wire, so we ended up leaving our shepherd dog out with them that night, or at least that was the plan. Plan didn't go as intended. By the time we got done with dinner, well, let me start over again. So we checked them just before dinner. It was about 7:30 in the evening. Had dinner, went back out at 9 o'clock to put the dog out there with them. Was not even fully dark yet, and we already lost 4 more. So we left the dog in there with them overnight. We didn't lose any more after that. We did find 2 of them outside alive the next morning. So we ended up losing 6 over 2 days. So what we did was, this is actually our rabbit tractor we use for tractoring our meat rabbits that that I discussed in the other video. We haven't been able to tractor the rabbits over the last couple of weeks because these guys have been hanging out in here. And what ended up happening is, you can see there are only 6 left. Yes, Mr. Raccoon managed to make it in here. He dug just enough under the 2x4s on one of the sides of the tractor and was able to get a hold of several of the chickens and pretty much dismembered them in place. A couple of them he was managed to pull enough of them out that I guess he had a pretty good meal. The rest of them, you know, legs and whatnot were left inside the cage or inside the tractor, and that was a fun mess that had to be cleaned up. So now we have 6 of them left. We've since addressed this problem by, well, I've got my camera stuck on the chicken wire that I'm going to show you. We've since addressed this problem by attaching chicken wire to the outside and kind of rolling it up, where he would have to tunnel quite a bit. But one thing that's frustrating about this is it's making the chicken tractor, or the rabbit tractor, whatever we want to call it, difficult to move. So not an ideal situation. It basically turns it from a 1-person move into a 2-person move just to handle the poultry wire on the outside. But we have not lost any since. Now, let's go back to the other video that my wife shot, that was the review of the urban chicken coop, in which we saw the other chicks that we have are a little bit older than these. They're about, I believe they're about 10 weeks old now. And last night we lost the 3 black ones that were in that video. So all we have left is the kind of the cream colored one that also happens to have a broken wing. So on the end of that chicken coop, where we had fixed the nest box up and put the lid back over the end and screwed it in, the raccoon managed to work his way up and through there and kind of pry it apart, and got in there and just eviscerated those chickens. Left the cream colored one alone. I guess he was full, left and went away, but left us a big old mess this morning. So we're in raccoon trapping mood this evening. So I'm going to set up a trap. Hopefully we can catch him and see if we can get this problem solved before we lose any more chickens, because losing what I count as 4, 14, 18 chicks / chickens over the last probably 2 weeks is very frustrating.
So we thought we had the problem solved by moving these guys out here to this guy, to this tractor, and apparently it didn't work. So we're going to trap us a raccoon tonight, hopefully, and see if we can solve the problem. We'll keep you guys updated and let you know how it went. Talk to y'all later.